For my presentation, I'm doing animal testing, the problems and solution, and if animal testing is justified, by Megan Davis. So the history in animal testing, humans have been using animals for testing since 500 BC, but really started advancing in the early 1900s. It even goes back to ancient Greece, where Aristotle did experiments on living animals. Animal testing is defined as any scientific experiment or test in which a live animal is forced to undergo something that is likely to cause them pain, suffering, distress, or lasting harm. Advancements in medicine aren't just medical, but here are some examples of in the last 50, 60 years of the advancements we've made with animal testing. Some major advancements would be diabetes research, multiple sclerosis research, many forms of cancer research, as well as multiple vaccines and medical equipment, including pacemakers. They have tested all of this on animals for the safety of humans. Some non-medical advancements that we have had have been a lot of cosmetics, including Botox, to like makeup, and a lot in between. Drug interactions for humans, including like illegal substances to medications that we take. Food supplements, like iron pills, collagen, things like that, shampoo, conditioner, body washes, anything that we as humans would want on ourselves, they have tested on animals. So a lot of advancements come at a cost, and a lot of them aren't medically necessary, including tests on rabbits, where eye irritant tests wherein substances are dropped into the eyes of restrained rabbits. They have skin corrosivity tests wherein chemicals are applied directly to the skin of shaved rabbits, rats, mice, and guinea pigs. They do lethal doses wherein animals are force-fed known or potentially toxic products to determine the amount required to induce death via ingestion. Mice, rats, frogs, dogs, cats, rabbits, hamster, guinea pigs, monkeys, fish, and birds are some examples, are killed in U.S. laboratories for biology lessons, medical training, curiosity-driven experimentation, and chemical, drug, food, and cosmetic testing. Some animals have had holes drilled into their head and spines crushed, as well as skin burned off. While not in experiments, other animals are kept in cages squeezed close together. So the main problem is animal death and abuse. More than 110 million a year cause pain and suffering for animals. A quote from PETA: "The majority of animal experiments do not contribute to improving human health, and the value of the role that animal experimentation plays in most medical advances is questionable." Most countries have regulations set in place, but it doesn't prevent companies from using animals suffering even when alternatives are readily available and cheaper. So I have some alternatives. There is no easy solution to the problem, but more than 52% of U.S. adults oppose animal testing. Some alternatives would be all natural ingredients for cosmetic and food. There are tons of companies, especially for makeup, that are vegan, that do not practice anything on animals. Some holistic natural remedies for some chronic disorders and illnesses. For example, marijuana for epilepsy and Parkinson's disease has been proven to help. Some other alternatives would be medical alternatives, which can include human tissues that they can get from volunteers or organ donors post-mortem to study from and test on. Human tissues from a donor can be donated from surgeries and from postmortem patients to study brain tissue and learn more about the effects of multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's disease. For example, skin and eye models made from reconstituted human skin and other tissues have been developed and are used to replace the cruel rabbit irritation tests. Another alternative is cell cultures. Scientists and researchers are using human cells and are growing cells into 3D structures that they can test on and utilize for research. Cell cultures have helped the research on cancers, sepsis, AIDS, and kidney disease. Scientists can grow these cells in dishes and conduct controlled experiments without causing harm or suffering to any living thing. This is not a new technique. The first paper published and recognized was in 1907. So in conclusion, animal testing is no longer the only viable options. There are many other options that we could explore. And the future of research must be both innovative and compassionate, and that means putting an end to animal testing when it is unwarranted.